What's up, everybody? Okay. Who is ready for another session of grinding? How do I add this to a new window? Okay, whatever. Where's my asshole? Damn, wait. Yeah, I forgot I apologized to the robot today. Steam. I want to read the Toby Fox thing aloud, but I feel like I should just figure this out first. Oh, wait, what? Honestly, I don't think I could ever go back to Google. I mean, I will, and I can, but ChatGPT is kind of clutch. Okay. Well, duh. Like, obviously, I know I can select it. Okay. Okay, whatever. I only want the 2 anyways. Damn, I wish it never. Oh, wait. Oh, it doesn't. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it exported the background too. So my wish actually came true. It does not export the background white color for some beautiful reason. Fuck yeah. Alright. Now we can go back. Man, that's tough. I think I downscaled him a lot. Oh, I can just draw him again. Okay, so what are the settings like? Smoothness, yeah. No. Yeah, yeah! So, yeah. Test, 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 test. Test. Alright. I'm a VTuber, guys. Guys, I'm a VTuber now. This is what I look like. In real life. So, look horizontal here. Yeah, it looks alright. Looks pretty sexy, actually. Here. I just wish I drew a star up here. It kind of looks silly. Yeah, it's not like. We could just have 1 star. Yeah? Nah. Where is a good place for this? Like right here. Lol. Yeah, we'll just get the whole fucking mob up here, dude. Testing. Just so I can get the range of the image. Cool. Alright. Time to take a 2-hour break. Damn, that was tough. Damn, that was tough. Man, I need a break after that. Just kidding. Alright. Okay, we'll get this there, and then we'll get that there, and then... Maybe one of these days I'll have a chat and I'll actually have to keep up with it. Yeah, so recently I've been dealing with a lot of not really a lot, but like enough for it to be significant of self-doubt. And like, and I think self-doubt's good. You know, it's kind of like the amygdala in our brain where, I mean, there are people that do benefit from not having any sense of fear, but the amygdala in our brain is the thing that kind of regulates and, how do you say it? Like, it regulates and it's responsible for our anxiety. And it provides us our fear, and people that are not amygdala holders tend to not be afraid of anything, like that free solo climber guy. Like this guy. Like, he just doesn't have that part of his brain that tells him to start doubting himself. I mean, he does, but I think it's really small or something. Let's see. Absence of fear. Scans compare Honnold's brain left with control subjects to the right, a rock climber of a similar age. Crosshairs mark the amygdala, a group of nuclei involved in generating fear. As both climbers look at the same arousing images, well, what? The control subject's amygdala grows. Okay, glows. Okay, no, I wasn't laughing because of the glows, but... Alright, okay, why was I laughing? Let's see. Oh yeah, because I was thinking about the subjectivity of people perceiving an image, and some people might be more scared of like dogs than me, for example, so my amygdala wouldn't grow or glow. But then, yeah, once I kind of realized that, I laughed because while his remains inert, showing no activity whatsoever. I just think that's so funny. That's all. Anyways, yeah, so I've been, questioning my own path insofar as, like, how I see myself in my role in game development, as I'm very new. And, yeah, I think I thought about this for, like, 4 hours, kind of stressed out wise, and maybe, like, 2 hours, and it was originated from me looking up Thomas Brush. Right here. I looked him up because I've been seeing him a lot. I've been listening to him a lot. Even in the last fucking stream, actually. I was listening to one of his talks. But if you look at... I just did one Google search because I was like, hey, if I'm going to continue watching this guy, I should at least know about him, and not just trust him immediately like I do for whatever reason. So I looked him up, and I spent like a good hour this morning at like 5, right out of bed. I spent like a good hour just listening and reading to everyone's opinions and stuff. And then it started getting more into the topic of like marketing and things that really do concern the game developer who's looking to be paid or to do whatever. And I was leaning into that, for a bit of like treating this like a job or whatever. But I don't know. I think I want to hold on to the creative vision aspect of everything and maintain my artistic integrity and not to worry too much about the marketing, because even though that is technically, or not technically, but what a lot of people say is quote unquote the hardest part of making a game is the marketing, or like other people would be like, oh no, the hardest part is marketing a good game or a bad game, so I don't know. In my experience, I've only focused on what I want to do insofar as creative activities are concerned, and I think I want to stick to it. It's been working with me so far, so that's kind of where I landed with the self-doubt. It was like I had a lot of doubt for myself as a developer who is like an actual developer. I want to be seen as an artist. I don't know. Like, it'd be cool to be a developer, and I do intend on learning more as I go on, but that's not my goal. And when I realized that, even more so, because it's always not been my goal for the most part, but when I realized that, I'm mad chillin' now. And then yeah, this I wanted to kind of talk about this Toby Fox tale, and then maybe after this we can get to some work. Right now I'm really just gathering info, trying to understand what my journey, or what I want my journey to be, because I know I can't do all of it, and I really do have to pick a niche eventually. Leaning towards narrative experience now, purely, as opposed to like roguelike incorporated, especially because it's not like one of my biggest passions or interests, so I just wouldn't have good energy to throw in that direction, I don't think. But I could get there, you know? Like, once I figure out all the other stuff, maybe I will want to incorporate more, like, roguelike mechanics. I do want to have, like, a good combat system, though. That's non-negotiable for me, but, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I haven't even read this yet, though. So I'll just say what I said. Oh, I know I don't have to relate. Or I don't have to say that. Okay. It's fantastic that you relate to Toby Fox and are drawing inspiration from his journey. Let's break down Toby Fox's timeline and struggles during Undertale's development. Hold on. Test, test. Test, 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 test. Hello. Sorry. Hello? Hello, smiley face. Let's get a limiter. Yep. Alright. So now I actually don't have to worry about talking over anything. I'm worried a little bit about the delay, actually, between the two audios. The thing about being like solo all the time is that, you know, I've done streams, like music streams or whatever, where I just had broken audio for like 3 hours, so it's kind of hard, like, troubleshooting and balancing everything. Troubleshooting and balancing. Oh wow, sounds great. Sounds great to me. This guy could be bigger for sure. There's not much going on anyways, so. Alright. And then the music just goes away anyways. Or no, it's because I paused it. I'm a friggin'... I'm not drunk, I swear. Just got a lot on my mind, okay? Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's break down Toby Fox's timeline and struggles during Undertale's development, which I think will resonate with your own path. Early years, music focus. Before game development, Toby Fox was primarily known for his work on music. His love for video game soundtracks, especially from games like Earthbound and Final Fantasy, was the driving force in his creative expression. Like you, he used his musical talents to explore creative ideas and connect with others. ROM hacks and modding. In his teens, he got involved in ROM hacking, particularly of Earthbound. He created an Earthbound Halloween hack in 2008, a quirky and darker spin on the original game. While this was just a side project, it gave him some rudimentary experience in narrative and game mechanics, but he wasn't a coder or a designer. Yeah, me, I don't have any experience. Definitely not any experience hacking ROMs or modding. I don't have any experience with narrative either. I just know that I'm a good writer, but I don't know if I'm a good storyteller yet. I know I'm a good writer. I don't know if I'm a good storyteller yet. It's all good. 2013, Undertale begins. So in like what, 3 years it'll be like 2024. Journey to the the edge of my abyss begins. Yes. That's my game. My game, by the way. Talking is so hard. I don't know if I said this already, but I'm trying to talk to myself more. Which, is something that I started doing in 2020 when I got into streaming the first time and wanted to be a good streamer, and then learned that you had to talk to yourself because people aren't really going to be interested in a stream where no one's talking type of beat. So I already have some experience talking to myself for long periods of time. Thankfully, I'm out of weed, so I'm actually super thankful because I can think clearer now, definitely. And then I won't feel like I need to just keep it in my head. So I'll be more comfortable sharing in general. But yeah, when you're able to communicate your ideas, is what I heard, is like you are learning to think a little slower, and you're learning to kind of pace your body with your mind in a sense, because I'm sure a lot of us can relate to the experience of feeling like our brain goes a million miles an hour and then we have a typing speed of fucking 20. I have a relatively high typing speed when I try, but not that high actually, especially compared to other coders, I'm sure, who have a lot of experience. But yeah, to kind of end and solidify my point is that being able to talk to myself, one, I kind of lose practice on active listening, which is something I really want to work with, but it allows me to actively listen to myself. It's kind of narcissistic or whatever, but I mean, hey, it's life, dude. This is life. This is survival, and I want to make the best of it. So if talking to myself and learning how to organize my thoughts in a communicative way that sounds fun, and to be able to do this improvisationally, and to just be able to do it in general, sign me up. I'll talk to myself all day if I can. All right, enough of that. Kickstarter launch. Toby Fox's Undertale project officially began in 2013 when he launched a Kickstarter with a modest goal of 5K. He described the game as an RPG where you don't have to kill anyone, a core mechanic that would become groundbreaking. I'm still looking for mine of that, because it seems like that's like how you know if it's a good game or whatever, is like I don't remember what people say, and like I'm kind of combining a lot of different lessons. So obviously, I mean, I'm a noob, so you shouldn't be listening to me anyways, unless you're just here for like perspective or entertainment, but not for advice, unless it's just like something that's not related to coding or something, because I can whatever. But yeah, so people were saying that if you can fit your game concept in a note card, then you're on a good path. But if you're not able to succinctly and simply explain the unique thing about your game per se, or like the game concept, then you still have to do more work before you move on to the next step. So yeah, I mean, still thinking about how I would describe my game. I do think I want to do an RPG at this point though. After reading this, or after reading these, the first ones, it just seems like it makes sense. Like, I don't need to, I don't know, like, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I feel like it only makes sense to make an RPG if my biggest interest is to create a emotional and compelling story, experience, world for the player to dip their mind into. And yeah, So maybe I do want to make an RPG. Huh. Okay, well. You live and you learn. The Kickstarter ended up raising over 50k, which gave him a cushion, but also increased the pressure to deliver something unique. Great. Yeah, I don't want any money from, like, investors. I don't want anyone to influence my creativity like that. But I don't know if it worked for Toby Fox. Like, I can't imagine the pressure I would get. The fuck, dude? Yeah, and Toby Fox did it. That guy did it, dude. He's crazy. Something that's also really cool too that I learned is he's 33 years old. And guess what? It took him like 3 to 4 years to make the game. And guess what? He didn't know shit about coding or anything. And guess what? I'm the same age as Toby was when he started making Undertale. So, you know, like 90% of the people that hear that are gonna be like, what a prick, you know? But I'll show you. I'll show you all. Fuck them all. I don't care. I'll show you all. Fox was not an experienced programmer. He learned game studio or game maker. I just got that too out of reading this. Similar to how you're navigating your own development, his process was marked by trial and error. Ooh, as a side note, one thing that I like about, one thing that I love about actually, that I like in my openness to learning game development is that I'm opening myself up to, or like my subconscious mind is opening itself up to just trying to solve random problems, like through software development or something. So like even if I don't get a good game or whatever, I still have an interest and I'm looking to learn how to make software as well for my own sake. And the idea that I just had right here, which is it's like a pretty manageable idea, I'm sure, is to have my guy, I can't see him of course because I'm watching the screen, but my guy right here, I want him to just like follow my mouse or like point it. It shouldn't be that hard, right? It really shouldn't be that hard. So, but that's what people say about a lot of stuff, and it tends to be hard. So we'll see. Everybody's different. You can't like offer a panacea or like a blanket advice for anything. And that's my advice for everything. Alright. As he went along making mistakes and refining his approach over time, similar to how you're navigating your own development, his from trial and error. Yeah. Dude, I love Trial by Fire. It's one of the first times I've heard this actually. I'm like, damn, that might be a good name for a game, but I don't think I have a real concept to back up that name yet. We'll see. I mean, this whole thing is a trial by fire, so maybe it will make sense later on. But right now, it doesn't make sense. I'm just fire. That's all. And I'm trialing, that's all. Nothing too crazy has happened yet. I think I started my dev journey like around here, like around the 18th. So in like 2 days, we could say it's been a month. And a lot of this has been like ideation. And for those not in the know, but are for whatever reason 30 minutes in this live stream where nobody ever watches my videos, but you're here like in any time in the future for whatever reason, or you're like now, and I just don't know you're here. Wait, what was what was I getting at? I totally forgot. I was kind of going on a tangent. It was like something about YouTube or something, whatever. I mean, I guess I could always just go back, huh? I mean, I guess I could always just go back. Ideation. And I'm trialing. That's all. He ever watches my videos, but you're watches my videos, but you're this has been like ideation. What the hell? Like around here. Like around here. What am I talking about, dude? I think I started my journey. Oh yeah. I'm just talking about my path and my journey. Yeah, so this is all new to me, you know, and for the last month, oh yeah, what I wanted to say is that, you know, I don't have a job right now. I don't have like a real community that depends on me. I don't have anyone really, except for like my parents and myself that depend on me at the moment. So, really, I've just been spending like probably 10 to 14 hours a day focusing on this for the last month or so, just trying to figure it out. So a lot of my process is really just this, so we'll see how far that gets me. That's the whole point of this live stream, you know, is to, because I feel like when I do get a product out, I think it will be really cool and important to show how much is coding and how much isn't coding and what works for me. So we'll see how it all pans out in the end. Creative vision versus technical skills. Like you, Fox had a very clear vision of the game he wanted to make. However, he often struggled with the technical aspects, especially coding. There were times when the limitations of his programming knowledge clashed with his creative ambitions, leading to delays and moments of frustration. Dude, I don't think I've been as frustrated as at my, or I don't know, like in the terms of like myself, at least. I don't think I've been so frustrated with myself in a long time after picking up game dev and like realizing how much I don't know and how difficult it is and how I'm barely cracking the edge of the surface. So yeah, that's cool. That's definitely something I'm really grateful for with this development journey, or the game development journey, is like, it's humbling as hell. And I'm a cocky son of a bitch, but I do it because I have good reason to. So it's nice to have something to humble me and to tell me that I'm actually shit and that I'm worthless. But it also like lets me know that I have potential, you know? It's kind of cool. That's a sweet spot. Yeah, and I also do this as a way of like therapy, I guess, and a way to externalize these thoughts that I have been working on, and to store them in a nice, safe space where I'm still able to exist freely and have a nice flow of consciousness. Yeah. Perfectionism. Fox has spoken about how perfectionism made him constantly tweak and refine aspects of Undertale. The game mechanics, story, and design evolved over time, but this also slowed down development. He knew what he wanted, but he had to wrestle with his tools to make it happen. Self-doubt. Like many solo devs, Toby Fox had periods where he doubted whether he could complete the game or if it would be any good. Working mostly alone, he didn't have much external validation to keep him going. His faith in his creative potential, much like yours, was key to pushing through these moments of uncertainty. Hell yeah. Yeah, and chat, I have not always been like this. I'm 29 years old, and it's only been like the last year that I realized how awesome I was. So pardon me if I'm coming off too strong, but also I'm fucking great. So fuck it. Late 2020 or late 2014. Burnouts and breaks. Burnout and taking breaks. By late 2014, Fox had been working on Undertale for over a year, and the grind started taking a toll on him. He took breaks during this period to avoid burnout, a critical step that allowed him to stay mentally and creatively fresh. If you find yourself overwhelmed, remembering that stepping away sometimes can be productive. Yeah, literally me with music right now. I feel burnt out, so that's why I'm pivoting here too. It's like, where else would I go if not music? Fucking video game design, probably. Community support, though he struggled, the excitement from his Kickstarter backers kept him motivated. That's crazy. Seeing a growing community of people eager to play his game reminded him that his project matters. I can't imagine what that feels like. I only have like the artistic feeling of success in terms of my own like artistic adventure. But with video games, I've noticed that everyone kind of talks about the player experience rather than the artist experience. And it seems like Toby Fox is kind of more of an artist than like the game designers. A little bit like what I was getting back to earlier with like marketing or like fine-tuning your ideas so it will be more accessible or something like that. I think Toby Fox is kind of like me, or I'm more like Toby Fox in that my vision comes first and it's cool if no one likes it. And that's kind of how it is with me and my music for like the last 15 years. Is like I went 10 years or so kind of unsure of everything, and then all of a sudden masters of the world, of the musical world, tell me that I'm dope. So I'm like, oh shit. So I think I'll do that with gaming now. Okay. 2015, the final push. Finishing the game after nearly 3 years of development, Undertale was released in September 2015. The final push to complete the game required a lot of focus and dedication. Toby Fox had to make tough decisions about cutting content and refining the game into something manageable. Something you may also encounter as your game takes shape, definitely. Dealing with pressure, as he approached the release, the pressure increased. Nice rhyme. He had a large group of backers and fans eagerly waiting for Undertale. It was his first major game, and like any artist, he was nervous about how it would be received. He had to trust his vision and let the game speak for itself. Same. Post-release, overnight success. Critical acclaim. Despite his worries, Undertale was an instant success, both critically and commercializing. It was praised for its innovation, humor, emotional depth, and clever subversion of traditional RPG mechanics. The success was overwhelming, and Fox was suddenly thrust into the spotlight as a major figure in the indie game development. Reflecting on success, despite the accolades, Fox remained humble. He has always focused on creating from a place of passion rather than chasing fame or commercial success. Is that what it means to be humble? I'm gonna cry. Is that what much like your approach, his goal was always to stay true to his vision. And not compromise on his creative integrity. Yeah, it's tough being emotional, but being an emotional person lets me be such a great artist at the same time, so I'm not too upset that I have a tear in my eye right now reading that. Okay. Key struggles Toby Fox faced. Lack of experience. Much like yourself, Toby Fox had no formal training in coding or game design. He had to teach himself along the way, often through trial and error. Okay. Perfectionism and self-doubt. Burnout and mental health pressure from fans. Okay, it's just summaries. What you can learn from Toby Fox: self-belief is essential. Yup. His clear... Yup. Trust that... Oh, I'll try. I'll try to trust myself. It's okay to learn as you go. Pace yourself. Trust your instincts. Fox often questioned whether Undertale is too weird. That's definitely going to be one of my concerns, is like, Like even today, right? I'm gonna show you. I've been joining a lot of communities to kind of see what the scene's like. And then this person gave me some feedback. They said good, but I think it cuts off too many times. And I thought, I always think it's cool to hear what people think. But yeah, that also kind of like, it gave me like a reminder of what it's like to be a math rock musician, because that genre of music it cuts off. I mean, like I don't know if it cuts off too many times, but because my interpretation of math rock is completely different than other people's interpretations, and I am a figure of the math rock community, and I'm not a fly on the wall. I am a fly on the wall, but like, so that's something I had to face too, is like recognizing that my songs in themselves are hard to understand to just anyone. And I had to learn how to be okay with that and not try to worry too much about it. So I'm going to try to that was one of the reasons why I'm applying all my artistic philosophy now here to gaming, is because I don't want to pander to Flipper. I don't give a fuck what Flipper thinks about my music. I'm happy that, I'm happy to hear his feedback, but like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck, So it's like, if I'm going to be a slave to society or like what people want from me, then I'll just go back to the workforce. At this point, if I'm going to, like, I've never written a song for anyone. I'm not going to write a game for anyone, but I'll let people play the game that I made, and I hope that a lot of people enjoy it, and I'll be considering what other people might think throughout the process, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't and I don't give a fuck. And that's beautiful.
To latch on.
All right, I'm gonna do some stretching, do some exercise, and listen to this. So that's my TED Talk for 42 minutes.
And things like, near the front of the book, talking about kind of the confidence building exercise of saying out loud, I am a game designer. That was something that came right out of the class, because I saw it was something I tried as an experiment in the class, and I saw that it would completely work. It was easy. You'd ask the students, on the first day, raise your hand if you're already a game designer. And most people would sit still, and one or two very tentative hands would kind of halfway go up.
Yeah.
And I'd say, okay, all right, we better do this exercise. I need everybody out loud. I need you to say this. You need to say, I am a game designer. And they would say it. And I say, okay, now raise your hand if you're already a game designer. And all the hands would go up. And I was like, oh, okay, this works, So it was a lot of that, a lot of finding things that worked and, figuring out how to translate them into the book. It's interesting, the book is in actually quite a different order than the class was taught, because the class was about being hands-on, and because of the nature of the exercises in the class, I had to do things in a bit of a different order than makes sense when you're kind of we're going to be purely textual going through the book. But that's fine. Different media are different.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of classes, I've been taking Susan O'Connor's the narrative department class.
Oh, yeah.
Your textbook is used extensively. We go through it a lot. And I'm just curious, because the book kind of, if you come at the book fresh from the outside, it talks more about game design, but this class is more about narrative and story and writing.
Yeah.
I think it's applicable to so many different departments in such an interesting and fundamental way.
Yeah, because design is design. When you're making experiences, the same principles work all the way across. And like I'd mentioned, this didn't start out as a project about game design, but I realized like, oh no, I'm trying to have general principles for experience design, and just so happens they work really well with games. So okay, and that's it. That's the way to package it. Let's do that. A lot of the secrets of great storytelling. People think of storytelling and they think about words and they think about characters, but great story is all about experience. It's about how does the person hearing the story, engaging with the story, how do they connect with it? People don't realize that many people make this false distinction. They look at traditional storytelling as non-interactive, which I can kind of understand. Like a book or movie, they seem linear. They don't seem like there's opportunities to interact. But it's not true. We interact constantly when we engage with these things, right? You watch a movie and you're watching what the character's going to do, and you're like, oh, don't open that door. Well, let's go. What did you just do? You just made a decision. You just made a choice about what you thought this character is doing, because you're engaged and you are kind of trying to interact. You're trying to, if you're engaged, they've kind of become your avatar.